Konnichiwa, everybody. Konnichiwa. Whoa. Good morning. It feels like another one of those days where I am waking up and dealing with the trauma of being alive. You sound exhausted? I am exhausted. Oh, being alive is hard. It is. I'm a little bit happy. I'm a little bit happy that I was able to wake up mostly on time. Because I'm a little bit happy I was able to mostly wake up on time, because I was a little worried that staying up that late playing Blueprints was gonna be like not like the wrench that breaks everything up, but like you know how like once you get in a habit, you kind of have to keep that habit up, and if you go like if you don't like work on the habit, then like it falls apart. Wait. Oh, Matthew, thank you for the super. May Koifi Nation be upon you this morning. Love how I was awake and present for not one but two Guerilla streams. Thank you for the super. Thank you. Appreciate it. Also, Umemi, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Yeah. I don't forget your morning tweet. I might do it later. I might do it. I'll probably do it after the stream. I'm gonna take the bus to work. No way for me. Let's go. Gosh, could you imagine that? Being able to take public transportation? I want to take public transportation to work. Or just like have public transportation in general. Ah, oh, that would be so nice. I want to take the bus. There's a... Wait, I already told you guys a story about the bus thing. There is a... Okay, not to repeat stories, but real quick for the people who are new, the bus story that I have is there was this one place that I used to live in Alice, America, where I had to go and take the bus to get to like my commute. And I remember there was this one lady who was sitting at the front, like not like right next to the bus driver, but like the seat across the bus from the other bus driver, like diagonally across from the bus driver. And she had a tub of mayonnaise, like a full-on one of those like 2-gallon tubs, like the giant tubs. It's not a small jar, it's a tub of mayonnaise. And then she was literally just shoveling mouthfuls of like handfuls, scoops of mayonnaise into her mouth on the bus. So if you want to know what public transportation is like in Alice, America, there you go. That's what it was. Yeah, the entire room smelled like mayonnaise. I've heard this before. Yeah, it's like my one public transportation like story, like the character, you know, the interesting people that you meet on the bus. Living the Project Zomboid survival life, mayo maxing for lipids and calories. Oh my god, mayo maxing. No, not the mayo maxing. I'm pretty sure that someone's gonna come with that and like name that stuff out there. Oh man. Had a guy blow his cig smoking onto me in the bus. What the hell? That's nasty. I'm speed running eggs? No. What would that even mean? Speedrunning eggs. Good morning, clocked into my work, but decided to pop in to regain my sanity for a quick second. Where you giving me public transit war flashbacks? I think it's just a fun like shared experience that we all have. You know? What item could you eat like that but the tub? By the tub? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you get some good eats and good sleeps. I wonder if like, okay, if I could have any food item that I could consume as a tub, like one thing that I could probably do is like pizza. You know? Like of all the shapes of foods out there, yeah, pizza in a tub form. So you get pizza and then you put it in the tub and then you take it out and eat it. But like, I'm pretty sure I could demolish that. Okay, so like the tub that I'm imagining is like a tub about the size of my head. So like 1.5, 2 gallons. Not that much. Not that much. Olive oil. I don't know if I could do olive oil. I tried to do the olive oil. So the way that I eat, like, it was because I found out that Olive Garden did this. And when I was a kid, I thought Olive Garden was like the best place ever. So, so I was like, wait, Olive Garden does this. I want to copy that. So what they do is they get balsamic vinegar, olive oil, salt and pepper, and they put it into a little dipping dish or whatever. And you have a whole bunch of breadsticks. And then what you're supposed to do is you take the breadsticks, you tear off a little piece, and then you dip it into the olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper mix. And then you eat that. So ever since I saw, ever since as a child, I saw that at an Olive Garden. I've been doing that with my own bread. So now I like have a whole bunch of olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and it's really good. It's really good. But like, it's scary dangerous how much olive oil you can eat with that. The bread just becomes a sponge and it just soaks up all the olive oil. And it's almost always all the olive oil, not the balsamic vinegar, because the vinegar sinks to the bottom density. Olive oil is lighter, so it floats up. So when you dip in the bread, it just eats a whole bunch of olive oil and just soaks up everything. So when you take a bite of it, it's like you bite into like a chewy sponge, and the sponge, when you squeeze it down with your teeth, when you like chew on it, it just like a rush of olive oil just pours out into your mouth. And it tastes so good. It tastes so good, but I also know it's like very calorie dense. I can't be drinking olive oil like that, you know? But it's so good. Focaccia Max. I did mayo and sambal oil like with bread. Oh, that sounds really good. Oh, I wonder if I could do that. Oh, wait. JoJo's to give a re-upping the membership. Almost a year. Let's go. Go get some coffee. Clearly need to write a cookbook at this point. Cooking with Koi Papa. One of these days, when I get to my place in Japan, I'm gonna properly have like a hand cam set up for cooking, because I really want to do more cooking stuff. Yeah. Also, I need to get a Lazy Susan and do like cake decorating. Although by that point, I'll be like 5 years out of practice with my cake decorating. But so we'll see how good I remember. Matthew, thank you for the soup. Hear me out, but a practical way to store pizza flavor in tubs can tomato stew and store it with hardtack, survival biscuits, and have flavored carbs. Yeah, that's a good way. Ooh. See, I think that'd be pretty great. The hardtack might have to be made in a certain way, because as far as I know, hardtack is mostly just like condensed flour. And salt. Thank you for the soup. You wouldn't eat koi fish, would you? I hear koi fish, being a descendant of the carp family of fish, do not taste very well because they are bottom feeders. As in, like, they scoop up the algae on the bottom of the ponds. Is what I've been told. So I don't think anyone eats koi fish. They're pretty to look at. They're not good to taste. But yeah. One day, chat, one day. What's a Lazy Susan? A Lazy Susan is one of those, it's one of those, like, it's like a small little spinny platform that you put the cake on, and then the top where it holds the cake, like the platform itself, spins around a circle. It's not mechanized. It's just like, yeah, the spinny table. It's just one of those. So if you want to like make a good, like, smooth, buttercream layer, you can use that. That's what a Lazy Susan is. Yeah. Turntable. I don't know if you hear it, but they're doing not laundry. They're doing lawn work again. Oh my god, they were doing lawn work yesterday. I hate I hate all my neighbors. I hate all my neighbors. They were doing lawn work yesterday and now they're doing it today. Why? It's like, The one thing that I noticed that's odd about this place is that, so the last place that I lived at would do lawn work on Wednesdays. So like every single Wednesday, they would all do lawn work, right? So it would be like a whole morning thing where from like, I don't know, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., it would just be like constant lawn work every single Wednesday until like 11 a.m. or so. And they just had one day, it's just one single day where they did all that lawn work, right? Here, however, here it seems like they just have people randomly doing lawn work throughout the week. So like it'll be one house on Monday, one house on Tuesday, my neighbor on today, Wednesday, and then tomorrow's going to be like my other neighbor on the other side of the house, you know? Hello, Shinri, we're talking about gardens today. No, I'm just sad that my neighbors can't do all their lawn work in a single day. Min-maxing noise pollution, right? It's just everywhere, constantly, you know? There's always some house that's having lawn work being done like during the week. As soon as your final move to Japan is about 5 months from now. About 5 months. I know I should be packing, but I feel like it feels like your neighbors are always doing the lawn. It's a very Illicit American thing. I don't know why, but like weekly maintenance is a big thing here, and it's like, why are you doing it? And then the answer is almost always going to be like, oh, it's because of housing prices, like local quality or homeowners associations or whatever the hell. And I just, it's a very Illicit American thing. Like no other country that I know of, crap, like, oh my god, like they don't give a crap, you know, they don't care. It's just like no one gives a shit. But here specifically, it's like every single week you have to trim it, and it's a bunch of Elysian folks. Yeah. Does it grow that fast? No, it doesn't grow that fast. But it's more like the appearance of upkeep, you know? It needs to appear like it's good. You know, it's one of those like, I have enough money to afford to be able to do this kind of stuff is what it feels like. Whether or not they actually need the lawn care or not, it's just like I can afford to have everything maintained, you know? Keeping up appearances. It's a like wrecked squatter house for $1 million if it's in the right area. I don't understand. Yeah. Gotta get back to work. Good luck with work, Asmi. Good luck. Good luck. Are they vacuuming the grass yet? They are. They actually are. I saw someone with like a, it's like combo lawnmower, right? They have like a little bag. Yeah, they have a little bag at the back of their lawnmower. So they lawn mow the grass, and then the lawnmower itself has a vacuum part, and then it sucks up the bag. It sucks up the grass trimmings into the bag. It's like a combo machine. But yeah, are they mowing the concrete like last place as well? I don't know. It doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it, but who knows? That's one thing I've never understood. Chad, do you guys know the whole story of like, you're gonna get more conservative as you get older, right? Like I've been told that by like all my teachers, all my parents, right? I think I figured out why they said that. I think I figured out why it was like a common repeated saying. It's because it's not because you like, it's not due to age. It's not like you just get older and like by the nature of getting old, you become more conservative. I feel like it's more of like, back then they had good jobs and like a pension and like social security that they could work off of, right? And like it was expected, as in like, oh yeah, of course you're gonna go through like career like improvements, you know? And like it's unspoken. It's like that's how commonplace it was. It's unspoken that they're just like, yeah, like of course you're gonna get better jobs, of course you're gonna get more money, of course you're gonna be able to, you know, afford a house and a car and 2 kids on a single income, you know? It was like that. So like that was the unspoken part. And I feel like a lot of that is still around because that's what they do. They just like, oh hey, we're gonna spend money to like impress people and do this, like all this performative stuff. And I don't know. The urge for the simplicity that drives it. I have no idea what's going on here, chat. Not anymore. They haven't had to find a new job in years. No. Back then they would have just walked in and be like, hi, I graduated college. I know some math. And then they'll be like, boom, you're hired. And then they worked there for like 45 years, you know. They've been grandfathered into their position. Exactly. Matthew, thank you for this. If anything, I've become more radicalized since everything's gotten more gestures vaguely. Yeah. But like, I need to get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Job hunting is so brutal these days. I was actually looking at like job hunting in Japan and how much work it was gonna be. And apparently there's a lot of stuff that you can't do. So like if I go there for work on my work visa, it's like, I gotta do that. And I can't do other jobs. So like I'm a little bit worried about like being able to diversify my income revenue stream, you know? You leave Holo? No, I can't. What do you mean? Wait, why would you even say that? Yeah, if you have a work visa, you can only be sponsored by one company. That's the thing. And like you can't do jobs that are not like that visa. You know, like okay, so I'm going to Japan on a work visa for HOLOLive, right? For cover, right? That means I can only do the job at HOLOLive here at HOLOSTARS English, you know? So like I can't do that and then also get a job as like an English teacher, or like konbini worker, or like I don't know, programmer or whatever. You know, I can't because the visa I have right now is only here for this specific job. So I'm like, you can't get a job as a host? I could probably moonlight as a host, but it would have to be like a host where everything's paid under the table. You know, like if it's all in cash. So you need to invest in stonks. I'm afraid of stonks. I don't touch stonks. I know all of my friends who've gotten into like the whole like stonks thing back in college and the whole Bitcoin thing, and they lost like tons of money. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather not. If I should be host in Japan. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Sneak into a branded sponsored host club. That'd be kind of cool. I was informed that you can't just change industry when you want to change job, even in companies. You need to do it formally. Yeah. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. A freelance host. I'll call you pretty. Give me $5. I don't know if I could do that. Well, yeah. How specific is it? Only work within a special company or specialized work within said company. So like if I go there for like as a content creator, I can only go there as I can only do things as a content creator. I can't get like a job as like a farmer or like a fisherman. Stocks is like professional gambling. I'm too broke to try. Right? It's one of those things. Also, like I would feel bad about it because like the Kois make all of this possible, you know? So I don't want to have to like be put in a position where I end up putting like the money that you guys give me and then put that into stocks and then have the stocks go down. I don't know what it's called. The meme is like to the moon when it goes up, but what is it if it goes backwards? If it goes down in the red, you know, I don't want to like waste the money that you guys make this possible for me and then like have that all disappear, you know? You could be like those people selling mixtape, peddling voice practice. Oh, yeah, I could do that. I could be. Oh, I kind of want to try busking though. I think it'd be like a lot of fun, like just like sitting down on the street and like doing things, you know. They don't talk about the red. No, it's the wrong kind of aka, not those kinds. Put the money into cover corporation stocks. I don't think I'm allowed to do that actually. because I'm not a Japanese citizen, or like I don't have a Japanese bank account or phone number yet. So like I can't open a Japanese brokerage account. Yeah, that's what it's called. A brokerage account. I can't open that one. And I'm pretty sure Cover Corporation stock is like a wholly domestic, and by domestic I mean Japan only. So like foreigners have a much more difficult time investing into that. So I don't think I'm allowed to. You'd be told the specifics, like in my, I'm not allowed to, I think. Insider trading. Oh, that's right, that too. I gotta watch out for that. I was mostly just thinking of like I don't have the account, so I can't, you know. Also insider trading. So yeah, no, that would be a NG, no good. Damn, plans foiled again. A lot of companies will have specified stock trading windows to avoid insider trading. See, I don't care for that kind of stuff. That's the thing. Like for me, I'm just like, I'll just go put it in like a high yield savings account and just not deal with that. I don't want to paperwork, chat. I have gone through my share of academia, and I don't want to do any more paperwork. I don't want to write any more papers. I don't want to fill any forms. I just don't want to like, I don't want to do any of that. Oh my God. Index funds, bro. Savings accounts are deleting your money due to inflation. Ugh. Yeah. Nothing like doubling tax season time. Thankfully, I've done research, and like the double taxation thing isn't a big issue here. Or in Japan, because like you pay Japanese taxes, and then, or you calculate both your taxes for at least America and Japan, and you first pay Japanese taxes. And then if the amount that you paid goes over the required amount of taxes, the leftover part is then paid to the US. But if all of it is paid to Japan, then you don't have to pay the US because they have a reciprocal like tax agreement thing. So I just filed my taxes yesterday, send help. Oh no. I hope they were kind to you. I get scared about the IRS. They caught Al Capone, chat, on taxes. You've done so much paperwork. That's why I don't want to do anymore. That's why I don't want to anymore. That's why I don't want to do any more taxes or paperwork in general, chat. Yeah, even the Joker doesn't want to fight the IRS. But yeah. Hunting rodents of unusual size. I saw some rats in Japan. They're really cute. They're really jumpy. I mean like they're jumpy as in like they jump really high. So like most rats that I see are kind of like big and chunky rats. So they're kind of like low to the ground and they run around a bit, right? But the rats in Japan were kind of small, but they were like super jumpy. They like jump really high. I've seen them jump like 1.5 feet into the air and grab onto a ledge and then run around. Hakan, I can tell you about this one place where the Manasans were like, Manasans and Manachan was like, hey, before you guys go, let's go visit this one restaurant. And it was the restaurant that I shared pictures of with like the little toasted bird and the duck tongues and emu meat or whatever, right? Are taxes really as scary as people say they are? They're not that scary. If you get a W-2 form, it's pretty easy. You just plug in the numbers and the boxes into the thing. The problem is they right, as in like the tax filing companies will do a whole bunch of advertising to make it seem like taxes are scary, and they try to make it look like it's really difficult so that people will pay for their services because, you know, oh, if it's scary, then I don't want to do it on my own, because what if I make a mistake and they get in trouble with the IRS, right? Most people don't have to worry about that. It's super easy to do. Yeah, they just make you afraid of it so that you buy their services. The only difficult part is if you become like a freelancer and you have like like you have some money coming in from like Etsy, you like maybe you're a Twitch streamer too, maybe you're like a YouTube vlogger or like a cooking channel and you make some money off of that, and then maybe you have like, I don't know, what other like revenue sources, maybe you do a little bit of DoorDash and a little bit of Uber Eats, maybe you also are an Uber driver, right? And you have like a whole variety of revenue sources from different apps and different platforms. Then it can get confusing because you got to keep all that in order and you got to check all of it properly. But if you have like one job and that's like your main job, it's pretty simple. But yeah, even if I start making money as a streamer, I have to claim on my taxes next year. Yeah, that's always fun, right? It feels overly complicated. It's not. They just pretend it is so that you pay for their services. That's how it works. Just declare every income source you have, is like even illicit sources, chat. If you are a, if you cook, but cook in the way that Axel says you gotta cook, right? If you cook like Axel, you still have to report that to the IRS, okay? There is a special section in the forums that says like, have you received any money from like illegal means? You have to report that. Big Hand, thank you so much for the Zupa. Thank you. Well, historically, they have not share that information with law enforcement, because they don't care, they don't give a crap, you know? It's just like one of those like, we don't care if you're doing illegal stuff, just make sure you pay your taxes, okay? So like historically they haven't cared about that, but who knows what's happening with the world as it is now. But historically you could report that and you wouldn't get arrested because they don't care what illegal crimes you do as long as you pay your taxes. So yeah, I know a lot of people point at it and laugh, but like they don't share information, or they did not used to share information. It's the safety net for the new Al Capone. Right? Like if you're trying to be like Al Capone, right? And like at least pay your taxes on the illegally gotten money, right? But yeah, I always thought that did you get illegal money was a gotcha so they could pin you if you skip it. Well, the thing is, it doesn't. Okay, so you can't arrest someone for crime, parentheses, generally. Okay, you can't do that. Okay, you have to have a specific crime that you are arresting them and charging them for, right? You can't just be like, oh, you are doing a crime, you know? So like when you write down like, hey, I've made $10,000 on doing a crime and here are like my 22% taxes on it, right? Like if you do that, you just pay the $2,200 in taxes, right? But like the IRS form doesn't specify like, hey, what crime did you commit? Who did you commit it with? Can you tell me the names of your conspirators? You know, or like, did you plan this out and like meticulously, was it premeditated? You know, like they don't ask you that kind of information. Okay, so when you fill out the form, it just asks you how much money did you make doing crimes, and then like please calculate that for the taxes that you're due, right? So it's like that kind of stuff. So they can't be like, oh hey, this guy filled out the crime section on the tax form, let's go arrest him, because you can't just arrest someone for doing crimes generally. You have to have a specific crime, you know, or at least probable cause for a particular crime, you know. If you skip it and did get money, it is a crime that the IRS can pursue. Yes, if you say yes, it can be used as evidence to be investigated later. Yeah, but at least you don't have two parties investigating you. You don't have like the cops and the IRS. You just have the cops, because the IRS will be happy that you paid, you know? They just want to know how much money you make so they can be like, where's our cut? Exactly. IRS will catch it for money printing. No, well, okay, chat, did you guys know every single dollar, or not, every single currency out there on the planet, well, most currencies on the planet have a really cool feature on them that makes it so it's impossible to copy. with the advent of scanners and printers at home and copy machines, there was a real worry about people just like copying dollars at home. So what they did was every single printer, every single scanner, every single thing that can like copy a document and then print it out has a fun pattern on it, or has a recognition software that like recognizes the pattern. So if you try to scan it, it'll say error, or it'll prevent you from being able to scan it, or it'll give you some kind of an error code that like blocks you from doing that. And it's like a little constellation of stars, and every single country does it differently. In America, the star pattern is denoted with the denomination of the dollar. So if you have a $20 bill, they'll use the 0 in the 20 to form that constellation of stars in order to make it, in order to disguise it, but also have the pattern be recognizable by printers. Japanese currency uses flowers, so like the little center of the flower, where outside of the petals forms that same image. Is it visible to the human eye? It is. It is. It's kind of like one of those like hidden in plain sight kind of things, right? So when you look at a Japanese yen bill, it'll say like, "Oh hey, look, here's a bunch of like cute flowers," right? But the flowers themselves are arranged in a pattern specific so that if you try to scan it with a scanner or a printer, it'll prevent you from doing so. Because the scanner recognizes the arrangement of the flowers and recognizes it as the pattern that says, hey, this is official, like this is fiat currency. Do not allow the user to copy it. And yeah, some currencies have multiple things made to prevent fakes at once. Yeah. I also remember like Canada having like plastic money, which I think is really cool, because you can literally wash it and it won't like tear. It looks really cool. It'll prevent you from scanning and printing. Yeah. We have plastic money in the UK. Oh, I want to see that. Aesthetically pleasing anti-printing tech. Yeah. So we can't just life hack money? No. Canada got a 2 loon coin. They could have had doubloons. Whatever happened with them, with those memes? Oh my god, wait, chat. Speaking of memes, I want to know what about certain memes makes them last longer, and what about certain memes makes them like flashes in the pans, you know? I want to study that, but I don't know if memeology is like a real study like thing. Like the whole doubloon thing with the cats, with the cat being all like, oh, like you got doubloon or whatever, right? Like that meme came out, it was like around for maybe 2 months, 1.5 months or something like that. Social media studies. They study memes that technically fall under anthropology. My school had a meme class? What? That's crazy. I would presume how easily a meme can be used by a brand. There's one meme we need to kill. Okay. There's one meme. It's not about letting it die. It's about killing it. We have to actively kill it. Okay. That meme is screaming goats. We have to kill screaming goats, chat. I'm sick and tired of seeing screaming goats. I don't want screaming goats anymore. I hate it. I hate it. It's still around. The Minecraft movie. It's still there. It's in the Minecraft movie. It's a sheep. It's a screaming sheep, but it's the same thing. It's just a screaming sheep. But like, they still do it. They still do the screaming goat thing, right? They still do the screaming goat thing. Like, even Marvel Rivals has it. But Marvel Rivals has it because of the movie, right? Like, the stupid screaming goat thing. I mean, like, that one map. That one, Why can't, oh my god, it's too early, my brain can't word. Asgard. That one Asgard map where you have to push the cart. Yggdrasil payload. The screaming goats. It's the screaming goats. We gotta get rid of the screaming goats. I'm so tired of the screaming goats. I am over the screaming goats, okay? Original screaming goat was actually a sheep. How do I know that? The odd one out. The thing is, like, Hollywood or like mainstream big media companies, I don't know, they latch onto a thing and then they put it out a decade later and it's just like, come on, let it die. You know, like the Emoji Movie came out 10 years after emojis were a thing. And then it's just like, you know, oh my God. Let's go back to Rickroll. At least it's a good song. Man. I am okay with Rickroll. I'm okay with Rickroll, but like it's as long as it's not a thing that like companies use, you know? It's not funny anymore if a company joins on the trend, exactly. Because they don't understand why it's funny. They just see that a lot of people like it, and then they're like, they can give us money for liking it. You know, it's basically that. Silence brand, right? Just watch. They're gonna start using the silence brand image at some point. But it's gonna be specifically like 8 years after the fact. Better idea. Can we go back to 2000 internet lingo? Maybe Homestar Runner? I don't think it's possible, Chad. I think it's gone. I don't think it'll ever come back. Not the way that it used to be, you know? And yeah. We've already ranted a whole bunch about like nostalgia and the old internet. I'm gonna take administrative action and veto this nostalgia conversation. No, we've talked about old school internet enough. I'm gonna get the stamp and reject this conversation topic. Okay, we're gonna reject the conversation topic and deny. We're gonna deny it. Tex Krieger, thank you. Goat cooking hand cam as revenge. Who's screaming now? It'll be like that, the ghost pepper goat curry, where it's just gonna. Thank you so much for the super. Thank you. Talk about the new internet. I've already ranted enough about the new internet, I think. You know, when I saw your screenshot, I thought I saw Cinderella stream time. Yeah, I wish I could be a Disney princess. I love animals, so I wish I could be a Disney princess just to have animals come up to you and like you can pet them and you know. Is there a topic that you have not ranted about yet? Maybe? I'm not sure. It's been a while. Okay, bet. What's cyberpunk future you imagine in 100 years? We get in the shawarma rotisserie cyberware. What cyberpunk future do you imagine in 100 years? I don't imagine a cyberpunk future. What would the future look like in 100 years? Honestly, what would the world look like in 100 years? It's hard to describe. Like I can kind of like vibes it out. Like I could like visualize it, but I can't like describe it, you know? Crow Judgment, thank you for the super. You say you're not a princess, but why do my cats curl up around my monitor when you stream then? Oh, see, I want that. I want to cuddle with cats. They look really cute. They look so soft. Oh my God, man. Okay, so in my mind, unless things change, right? And I don't like things is like generally, so it's like a lot of things, right? The way that I see the future changing is basically like city. You know the problem that's going on in Japan right now, where like every single youngster is going into the cities and then getting into a whole bunch of debt because they can't afford the rent in cities, but they have to because that's where the jobs are, you know? It's just that less people like in 100 years, I see more and more people squeezing themselves in tighter and tighter into denser cities because that's where all the opportunities are. That's where the rest of the things are, right? So That's what I see. Like the decline of rural and suburban areas and more of like city focused stuff. And we're going to get into a point where, you know, the whole like industrial revolution thing happening and like people like back when sanitation practices weren't that great. And like lots of people got sick and injured and stuff like that. That's basically what I see, you know. Population decline. I think we're okay with population decline. There are like 8.5 billion people on the planet and we still can't feed them all. So I think it's okay if the population drops down a little bit. I don't understand why people are so like up about like birth rates. It's so eerie. It's so creepy. Okay. Every single time I like research videos about like Japan and like trying to figure out what it's like to live in Japan, they always talk about Japanese women aren't having enough babies. And like, why do you phrase it that way? That's so gross. That's so creepy. Just like who? Oh my God. If you provide the social features to help people live comfortable lives, then they will have children. If they cannot support themselves, they're not going to have children. It's that easy. Right? But like the focus is on just how can we have more women pump out babies? And like, why? It sounds so creepy. It's so eerie. Yeah, Japan and South Korea could never. Yeah, I don't know. That like men will literally do anything except go to therapy, right? They have a higher number of older people than younger ones and affecting their budget from whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You know, like I saw a comment online about how like retirement homes can cost like $5,000 or more for like basic treatment, and like that's twice rent, you know. So you have to find money to pay your rent and then retirement home and then like everything else on top of that, right? And like who's gonna be able to afford that, you know? The real problem is no one wants to implement the right solutions. Well, yeah, but like there's also just like the social problem of like there are too many men who want to have kids, like who want to like have children, but they don't want to be a parent, you know? So it's like, you know, I just want to like grab them, like shake them around, have kids, but not raise them. Exactly. Birth rates are focused because capitalism is built on constant growth. Hope we as a species can transition to a new system of resource distribution since we can feed everyone. We won't. We don't. Thank you for the super though. Not to sound like a time traveler, but humans don't. Humans don't. Sadly. Yeah. Want to have kids but aren't having stable income and cheat on their wife, just gone, right? What was that whole thing with like the trad wives like trend that happened like 2 years ago on TikTok with like all that? Like they want like a trad family or whatever it was, but they don't make trad husband income, and it's like, damn, you know? It's like, sheesh, that's pretty accurate, you know? Not the trad wives. It's not even the trad wives. It's the trad husbands, right? It's like you want a trad wife, but you don't make trad income. So like, go work on yourself before you want that, you know? The whole trad wife thing is still going on. Is it? I thought it was like a TikTok trend. Is it still going on? God, like they gotta find new material, you know? And trad husband income in this economy, right? The bad thing is if you want to make the big money, you have to spend less time with your family. Yeah. I don't know. It's a fun thing. Tradwise Passport Bros. Oh, I saw Passport Bros. Oh my god, that's Passport Bros is a fun conversation. I was looking up at that and finding out just like how many Passport Bros there are in Japan, and it's like, I feel like people are operating off of outdated knowledge and information, because like the things I hear them say sound like racial stereotypes from 2008 that I've heard growing up in school, like primary school, like middle school and high school, right? And passport bros, it's like people who travel around for the purpose of it's sex tourism, basically it. But yeah, I've been caught by the C-drama ads and fighting for movies. I just finished one. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen a C-drama. It's been a while since I've seen any kind of drama. I never knew about passport bros, sex tourism. Ew, yeah. But like, I don't know. You find a lot of passport bros in countries like Thailand or in Eastern Europe. Yeah. It's like they specifically pick and choose countries where they know that people are disadvantaged, and it'll be easier to take advantage of them because of that. I didn't know they were called passport bros. It's a social media thing where they call themselves passport bros, which is weird because I don't know why you would want to self-identify as a passport bro. But yeah, they like make videos of like, hey, look at how much I can get laid in these countries. It's so easy. You can do it too. Just get a passport, get this money, go here. And like they share those kinds of like air quote strategies and techniques and stuff like that. It's just really gross and disgusting. But yeah, ugh. I want to go on vacation, but now I'm too lazy to leave the house. Honestly, I feel that. It's a new era of pickup artists. I remember the pickup artist era. I remember just like people in college being all like, come on, Shinri, you gotta learn the pickup artist game, you know, like you gotta learn how to neg, you gotta learn how to like physical touch things. And it's like, that's like, I live by the adage of like, treat others the way you want to be treated. So like, I don't touch people in public, right? I remember negging. Yeah. What's neg? So it's an outdated thing that's like really bad, but it's like an ancient pickup artist technique or whatever, used to socially manipulate people. They're so oily, like, ugh, right? Does pickup artist really work? No, it doesn't work. But it doesn't. Okay, so here's the thing. It doesn't work for like most people who have like common sensibilities, right? But like, it does work for like one or two instances, and like these pickup artist coaches, it's basically gross to say that out loud, but they'll use those as like, hey, check out this really hot person that I was able to pick up using my techniques, right? And then a whole bunch of guys who are socially awkward and, you know, they may have some insecurity issues will use that and be like, yeah, it's not the fact that I'm not charismatic, it's the fact that I don't know this secret technique to touch people and like activate their brains. Do you guys remember, like, oh, there was like a thing, like, I forget what it's called. It's like this weird like pseudoscience thing where like if you touch certain parts of a person's body, it like activates neurons or whatever, and it makes them more susceptible or whatever. And it's like hypnotists use this technique, and it's like, oh no, that's what the hell, you know? Like you have to touch like, what was it, the back of the elbow, and then the shoulder, and then the lower back in a certain order or whatever. And if you do that, it like it supposedly activates the like just, oh my god, wait, I remember hearing about this. Yeah, it was a big thing back in 2010, 2012, around that decade. It was a big thing, and I remember so many people getting like falling down that like pipeline. Ugh. If I get touched, they activate my punches, right? That's what I'm saying. You with a super exhale, because like I don't want to be touched by random people, right? So like, why would I touch other people? Because, you know, treat others the way you want to be treated, right? But it's like, oh yeah, it'll activate something, all right. My fist in your face reflexes. But yeah, there's just more of that now. It's a different flavor, but it'll always be around, you know. I've seen some people even use it for sales. They try to use a body language thingy to get clients. Yeah, MLM specifically, they'll do that. It activates the knuckle sandwich. I remember when I had long hair, strangers would just touch it, cut off my hair completely. Right? It's like, why? Why? Just, oh my God. I don't get it. Like the audacity that people have to just be like, oh, that thing, I'm going to touch it. And it's like, no, please don't touch it. I'm a separate individual. I'm a person. Like, back off, please. Ugh. Why do all my mornings start with ranting, Chad? All this venting. There was a book too, Art of Manipulation. The title of that by itself just seems bad, you know? Like, if it starts off on a bad foot, you know? Oh my God. Ugh. Ugh. I rant to my mom about global news in the morning too. Woke up, chose violence. I feel like I have to, you know, like every single day I wake up and it's like a fight to like, it's a fight to just like remain thinking to yourself, oh, what's the word? The phrase, I don't say it. To remind yourself that this is not normal, you know? It's a fight to survive. Yeah, it's like this is not normal. It should not be normalized. It should not be accepted. This is not how it's supposed to be, you know? It's a daily fight for that. Woke up, chose violence. The dentist appointment I made 9 months ago was today. Dentist sick, moved to September. Oh my God. I remember having an abscess in my gums, and it was like half an inch big abscess. And I was like, hey, this is probably a bad thing. Can I get this like removed? And then it took me like 4 months to schedule an appointment. And then the appointment was like, oh yeah, we can't do this. We got to take you to the specialist. So it was like another 6 months for that. But in the meantime, they were like, here, have some antibiotics instead. And I was like, all right, cool, thanks. So I ate the antibiotics for like the 4 months. And then it completely destroyed my gut biome. Half an inch, yeah. It's still there. I think it calcified. But it's still there. Like, I can feel it with my tongue. The male patient band-aid antibiotics. You're a guy, tough it out. Here's some antibiotics to just deal with it, you know? Is it gonna take care of the real thing? Nope. You know, but it's still there. Yeah, it's calcified now though. It's not like squishy because like the pus has turned into like whatever the abscess turns into, right? But like it's still there. Exactly. I'm sorry for your gut. I've been on antibiotics for 2 weeks and I think I'm going to the other side. I have eaten so much yogurt, or like back then I ate so much yogurt. I ate so much sauerkraut. I ate so much kimchi. I ate like all the stuff about probiotics and everything, and none of it helped. The only thing that helped was just time, just waiting like 2 months. I'm able to yap with hours for that thing. It doesn't bother me anymore. Like I've gotten used to it. You know, it's just like, oh, I now have a calcified abscess in my gums, you know? It's your new buddy. Flax helps a little. I have some fiber pills. Psyllium fiber. I see these fiber pill supplements, but like I always find them to be very small dosages, which is why I try to go out specifically for like high dosage fibers. You need fiber with all that coffee you have, right? Because like I see like fiber pills being marketed to people and they were like, yeah, like how much is it? It's like 150 milligrams. It's 150 milligrams, right? So 10 of them will get you 1,500 milligrams. That's 1.5 grams. And it's like, you need to have like 30, 40 grams of fiber daily, right? So what's the point of eating that small amount of fiber? You know, like the pills don't do anything at that small dosages. You need like a lot of fiber, you know? I think like an average adult is like 35 to 40 grams of fiber, you know? So like, why? Yeah, I'm eating bagels that have 7 grams of fiber. Exactly. So like, why 150 milligrams? That's so small, right? But I keep seeing these kinds of things, and I had to like make sure when I buy fiber, I have to buy the ones that are like explicitly the large doses, you know? That's what scamming dudes who only eat rice and chicken. The poor chicken. The poor chicken. The chicken died for that, just to be boiled with broccoli and water. Oh my god. Biscuitcodal. I'm not sure what that is. Just eat 30 bagels a day. Ah, that'd be nice. I love bagels. I love like the chewiness of bagels. But the chicken is so tasty. No, not this kind of chicken. The people who eat chicken and rice boil the chicken. It's just that. Supplement game is a weird territory to tread. I feel that like a lot of the supplemental stuff is it just operates off of vibes. Like I confession time, chat. Confession time. You guys know I'm a freak already, so this confession is not gonna be anything different. Okay, but confession time. Oh no! Oh no! There it is. Oh no! Okay. Do you guys remember? Okay. The viewers who possess testicles may remember this. Okay, if you possess testicles, you may remember this, right? 2008? 2009, I think. There was this post online on a forum that said the holy grail to increasing your loads. It came out and people thought cap. No, that's no cap. I'm calling cap, right? But the guy had receipts. The guy had receipts, chat, right? So yeah, I remember that. There it goes. It's unlocking an ancient memory that some people have. Okay. they had taken measurements, right? Because it's wishful thinking if you just do random stuff, right? But it becomes science if you write it down, okay? So it wasn't just pineapple juice. It was more. It was more, right? But back then, I remember it was like a big talk of the town. I've been like air quotes the talk of the town, as in like it was all over Tumblr and like it was all over like the old school like internet forums and everything, right? Yeah, there was like zinc and there was like L-lysine, there was maca powder or something. It was just a whole bunch of like a random thing, right? Just a big bunch of different ingredients, right? And I remember so many of my friends getting into it because they're like, but what if it's true? And I'm like, who are you going to use it on? Your hand's not going to be able to tell the difference. Why? You know? And they pressured me into taking some of the supplements myself, right? So I tried it for like a short period of time. I could never tell the difference, right? I thought it was all just like jank pseudoscience, but like I had friends who were like super into it, and now that I think about it, it does explain a few things. Where they would take like their own measurements and then compare with each other, and it's like, that's why I feel like that's why I kind of feel like the third wheel in my friend group. It makes sense now, you know, like but like, you know, yeah, I have tried it, but like I don't know if it actually works or not, you know. So that's how all those jars were filled, right? I'm just saying mason jars are pretty big. You can't Like that's all. Do you know how much liquid you can put into a mason jar, right? You know, not the jar, right? Rainbow Dash isn't gonna drown herself in that jar. You got to put the work into it. You're in a friend group and a bunch of them got into the same thing and they start hyping each other into it. Yeah, I mean, like, I was always skeptical of that kind of stuff back then. So like, ever since that point, I have become very skeptical of the supplements like world. But yeah, they passed around the jar. No, okay. Knee-jerk reaction, nasty. Follow-up reaction, I want that. But in the context of I want a friendship that close, that intimate, that like that bro-some, you know, that like, you know, like it's a healthy level of masculinity if you're able to share your most passionate hobbies with your friends to that degree. You know, like I don't want the jar. I want the friendship that it represents when you are so comfortable with your friends that you are okay sharing this jar, okay? Yeah, you're sharing the load, Mr. Frodo. Share the load, right? Like, out of context, it sounds terrible, right? But think about it. I mean, even in context, it sounds terrible, right? But you know, extrapolate it away from the jar and towards the more overall like friendship understanding that it means, right? It's like shit stories with Haka. I mean, we share stories, but it's not like we like co-op shit in the same stall or anything, you know, like it's not to that level, right? But I'm just saying, like, I want that kind of a friendship. Yeah, a friendship jar. Exactly. The symbolism of the right. It's not the jar and the contents of the jar. It's what the jar represents. Okay, it's the symbolism. Chat, come on, we are all media literate here, right? We can understand the symbolism of this material. Okay, of the literacy the literature that we're reading right now. Okay. We see what I think for the 27 months. What in the My Little Pony is friendship is magic. Exactly though, chat. Friendship is magic. And that's the kind of friendship I want. Okay? Now do you think for the sibling, you want a group that's bonded by charging your JO crystals, a fraternity Oh my god. See that makes sense. That's what the guy was looking for when he's like searching. He had that like brochure out. He's like, I'm looking for someone to like recharge our JO crystals, right? Like that's the level of deep friendship that he is searching for, that he's seeking, right? How many of you guys can say that you, okay, I mean, I'm sure like there are other ways to have deep, meaningful connections with friends that don't involve Joe crystals or jars, you know? Yeah, but the trust, I want that trust, you know? I want that trust. I bet the Beatles did with the cookie. I don't know about I'm not cultured. I don't know about the Beatles. But, you know, right? I think you can reach that level of friendship without JO crystals or jars. Yes. But can you really say you are close friends, that you would die for them, that you would share JO crystals with them, you know? Ketone, thank you for the soup, but the true meaning of the friends we made along the way. Yeah, you could say that. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not. No, I had a thought. I had a thought. I'm not gonna say it. Rumor has it they all JO'd on a cookie and the loser had to eat it. I've heard about that as like a hazing ritual. They called it the soggy biscuit, back at the Ronin Academy. Well, not at the Ronin Academy, but at the fraternities of the Ronin Academy, you know? Hip hip hooray, thank you for the super. There's a friends you died for, the friends you'd help move a body for, and then this. It's different if it's hazing. I don't know, Chad. I don't know. I've seen some of the fraternity stuff and the things that they do, and it's like, I feel like half of this, or maybe a little over half, is like very thinly veiled fetish play for some of these people. You know? I feel like the air quotes hazing that they do is like, it's definitely some of their fetishes. Multiple fetishes, probably, you know? Like, it's the things I've seen during Rush Week, like I've never been part of a fraternity, right? And I did not want to deal with the Greek life at all because I did not like the personalities of the people who participated in it, right? But I would see like the things happening around Rush Week, right? I see it and it's like, you know, people pay extra for that. You know, it's one of those things where like I look at it and I'm like, like that's premium stuff. That's like tier 5 membership content kind of stuff, you know? Like I see a lot of it and it's like, ooh, get it, but please don't do it in please don't do it in public, you know? Like do that, get it in private, you know? Like stop doing that where I can see it, you know, like in front of my succulent meal, in front of my succulent Chinese meal, right? I mean, if it's with the bros, right? What's the name of the film that's about the girl getting to college AIDS? Raw. R-A-W. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. It's heavy, but it's really good. It's really good. I would recommend it. But yeah. Yeah. So are we basically a fraternity? No? Question mark? I don't... I think we are closer to a cult than a fraternity. I don't think we would count as a fraternity. Like, there isn't like... We don't do like fraternity stuff, you know? Wait, do they actually... They do actually pay, don't they? Like frats have annual fees? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not like a... Again, I was never part of like the Greek life and I actively disliked it and I avoided it. So I have no idea what happens there. Can we switch to the cannibalism talk? There really isn't much to talk about cannibalism. I mean, it's just meat. Like, what is there to talk about cannibalism? Like, it's just meat, you know? Depends on the fraternity and sorority. They do have fees. Probably. I'm sure they're all different, you know? What's the purpose of Greek life? I have no clue. They say things like you gain like lifelong pals, but it just seems like a cult to me. Like it feels like it feels like a, you know, the whole thing about like I'm breaking the cycle of generational trauma, you know, it's like that. It feels like that, like you are subjecting yourself to generational trauma because the people who like went through the cult are now like continuing to inflict that pain upon the new initiatees or like I don't know. It's networking on a paid subscription, the fabled networking. Oh yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it's probably just that. Can we talk about something normal like how not to burn water while boiling it? You don't have to. You can't burn water. Water will automatically convert it. Well, I mean, like the way that you would have to burn water would require so much pressure that I don't think the average person with the tools they have in their kitchen would be able to burn water. It would simply just boil. How the heck do you burn water? It depends on what you mean by burning. If you mean like caramelization or like charring or with the Maillard reaction, you're not going to be able to do that. Also, there aren't like molecules in water that you can burn. Like you have oxygen and hydrogen, and if you add enough energy to them, it just turns into steam. But if you add even more energy to them, it just becomes hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. That's what electrolysis is. Oh my god. I remember. I'm just reminded of that small social media trend where the scammers had electrolysis devices and they were like, hey, here's how to electrolyze your water for the maximum energy, power, earth chakra stuff, whatever. And it's like, you went to school, didn't you, right? You know science? Psh, look at you, Mr. Hoity-toity. But yeah. Okay, TLDR. There was a period of time when scammers tried to scam people by saying you could electrolyze water, which you can. It doesn't have any health benefits, but they tried to pretend that it did, right? So they had this little device. It looked like a twin-pronged thermometer that you would stick inside the water, and then you would hit a button, and then bubbles would come out, right? The bubbles are basically nothing more than oxygen and hydrogen gas because electrolysis. It performs electrolysis in the water, which is when you zap the water molecules and split them into hydrogen and oxygen molecules, right? It's a really cool science experiment, right? Lucy, thanks for stopping by. I hope you get some good eats and good sleeps, right? So it just splits up the water, right? But people are dumb. Man, people are dumb. People are dumb, right? So they see the bubbles forming on the device, and they think to themselves, "Wow, this person peddling snake oil is telling the truth." And then they say things like, oh, now that the bubbles have formed in the water, if you drink it, it's going to be even healthier for you. It's going to like cleanse all your toxins. It's going to get rid of all these chemicals. It's going to, it like transforms you because it's like whatever. They say all these like really stupid like pseudoscience bullshit, right? And there were so many people on social media peddling that device. I hated it. Heavily salted fish. Get some good eats and good sleeps. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, you are on trends and scams I have not ever imagined. Congrats. I just hate it. Is that where all the negative ion water stuff came from? Yep. Yeah, it's all nonsense. Enough electrolysis and you'll go through a magical girl transformation. I want a magical girl transformation. That'd be kind of cool. Never heard of that? Good. I mean, like that's kind of the nature of like the internet nowadays. Everyone's kind of sectioned off in their own portion of the algorithm. So like unless you are in that area, like I get a lot of science stuff, and unfortunately because of the offset of the science stuff is pseudoscience, I end up being exposed to that kind of crap a whole bunch. And like it pops up, and then every single science-based creator I see will instantly debunk it, but the algorithm doesn't give a crap, right? The algorithm says, oh look, this person tagged a product as science, hashtag science, so it probably belongs in the science algorithm, right? So all these scammers are making products that are basically like preying on people's fuzzy, either lack of knowledge or fuzzy memory of scientific knowledge, okay? And they take advantage of that to try to sell stupid products that don't do anything or are actively harmful, Yeah, the algorithm doesn't understand lies. They just see someone marketing things of, oh, my short is tagged as science, therefore it falls in the science category. And because I get a lot of science, content on my feeds, I see that every now and then, Matthew, thank you for the super. At what tier of electrolysis cult member are you told of the reincarnated souls of the unelectrolyzed aliens? God, if I didn't have morals, if I weren't so empathetic, like if bro, you could make so much money. I could make so much money if I didn't have morals. Chad, I cry at pictures of spiders that are sad. I cry I cry really easily at animals being sad, right? Not even crying, just being sad a little bit, I can't, but like, I'm too empathetic. But like, if I had no empathy, if I had no morals, if I had no like understanding of ethics, you know? Yeah, dang, morals stopping me from getting rich. I saw a picture of a spider that fell into a tall like beer jar, beer cup, beer mug. And because the walls of the beer glass was like smooth, it couldn't climb. So what it did was it tried to spin a web in a spiral pattern to try to climb up and up, higher and higher, until it ran out of silk because it couldn't eat, and then it died. I saw that. Yeah, it was on social media. It's an old picture. It is, but like, I saw that pop up again, and I'm like, ah, man, because it tried so hard, you know. But yeah, see, like I feel empathy for that spider, and I feel sad about it. It's like there's no way I can get rid of my morals, you know. It feels like a metaphor for life. Yeah, it really does. One of the reasons I despise jobs I can see in phone centers, because I know it's suffering both who work there and the people they're talking to. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, speaking of spiders, would you consider jumping spider for a pet? No. I say no because I'm kind of clumsy, and I don't want to accidentally squish it. Because knowing myself, I would never let it just sit in the pen or like the cage or whatever, because I would want to pet it. I would want to pet it so badly because it's so cute. Okay, they're so adorable, so I would want to 100% pet it. But I know I'm clumsy enough that I may accidentally let it go and then like leave it on the ground or something and then just step on it. So I'd feel really bad, you know? Shinri seems like the person to eat someone if they have no morals. I'm just saying, yeah. Oh, wait, you meant if I had no morals, not the person that I'm eating has no morals. I mean, yes, both ways. Like, I'm okay eating someone who had no morals, but if I also were myself with no morals, I would probably end up eating a person, you know? The ethical cannibal. Yeah, what was the thing? What was it? I'm a villain, not a monster, or something like that, you know? You can eat people, but no sad animals. Got you. Yeah. Here's the thing. There is a degree of sapience that I believe separates, like, just animals from people. You know? You mean you haven't eaten a person? I mean, I have, but, like, that's not the point. The point is more like the fact that humans are able to make the decisions, you know? And animals don't make decisions. You know, at least they don't waste all the tasty meat on the people's bones. True, yeah. What part of the human? Skin. Is it more to only eat Wagyu beef from happy cows? Confesses to cannibalism, doesn't elaborate. What more is there to elaborate? Share the recipe. Stir fried? Question mark. So you're basically saying that you have some moral compass as the same moral compass as Edward from Twilight because he only drank blood from people who are criminals. Yeah. I take offense to the comparison to Twilight, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got me there on that one. Like if it was like a bad person, you know, like I'd be okay with eating them, you know. Shinri isn't a 400-year-old preying on a 15-year-old. Oh god, I saw the clip of Gerard mentioning how, was it Jacob? The werewolf guy was pre-ordering his bride by imprinting on Bella's child or something like that. The phrase pre-ordering is in that context was crazy. That, like, if any clip goes viral, that clip has to go viral. That was crazy, you know? Man. He was spawn camping. Oh my god. Oh my god. You wouldn't notice the taste if it's prepared correctly? Yeah, you wouldn't notice the taste. I'd be seeing the Wahafen fella. I've seen that meme around, but it's one of those things where like I've only seen the text of it, so I don't know how it's pronounced. Wahafen? Wahafen? I don't know. I don't know about that one. Werewolves getting attracted to girl smell. I mean, girl smell and boy smell is a real thing. Like, smell is really... Okay, preface. There has only been one study about this. It is pop science. It has not been replicated as far as I can tell. Okay? Pop science. But there was that one study about attractiveness based on sense. Yeah, the pheromone study, which it's like... Yeah, it's not real science. It's not real science. It's pop science. The sample size was basically like 13 women, and they were given shirts of like just a couple of guys, and like they were like, sniff this, you know? It was basically that. So it's pop science. It's not real, right? But all the more reason why we should fund more research on that end. You know? All the more reason that we should be funding this. I heard this was pretty old. Yeah, it was like, it's ancient. It's like 30 years out of date now. 40 years out of date. Not the pheromones. I don't believe humans have pheromones. I think that humans are good at smelling people, and there is... Like, smell is an important characteristic when it comes to attractiveness, you know? Like, which is why the perfume industry is such a big industry, because psychologically it works. I don't know if it's a biological thing. Because if pheromones existed, we would have laws about it and what you can and can't do with pheromones, you know? I mean, it's real science, but it isn't verified. The quality of evidence is low. Then it can't be, then you can't confidently say it's like real science. You know, it needs to be peer reviewed. It needs to have replication studies. It needs to be replicated multiple times, like especially nowadays, you know? But I think you overestimate the law. Well, no, like there are laws out there about like bestiality because it was an issue in the past. If pheromones were around, if the human body and pheromones were things, like there would have been stuff in the past that like would have necessitated certain laws around the use of pheromones. Men that smell good, men that smell rank, men that smell rotten. 300 women in total. How many women want to smell the rot? Well, conventions giving out free deodorant with little stickers of Miku says you need to use deodorant. Don't make Miku sad. It's more widespread of an issue than it should be, but like I don't know, chat. Gojo says use deodorant, right? It's sad that it might work. Yeah. Didn't they have one saying go shower? Yeah, they. The fact that we have to leave notices and reminders for people to please shower before you show up, you know? Theorize something similar, if not the smell of iron and faint body language cues. It is... Your scent, when it comes to attractiveness, is only part of the equation, right? You cannot pheromone max by just not showering for 3 weeks and then expect your air quotes pheromones, unquote, to do the heavy lifting for you. That's not how it works. It is a factor. It is a factor in the overall determination, in the calculus, in the equation. It's a factor of it, but you can't like, oh man. Yeah, I don't understand what makes them think that it'll work. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, my personal taste is like, I dislike the way okay, let's phrase it away from dislike and more towards alike, okay? So it's not I dislike something, it's I prefer something else, okay? There are some smells from people who, after they go on a hike or after they have like just gone through a swim, right? Something cardio based, right? Not really lifting. I feel like people who lift smell very like sharp and sour. I dislike that. But it could just be because they take so many like supplements that like it causes their sweat to smell very strong, and I hate that smell, right? But like people who do lots of cardio, like swimming or hiking or running or jogging, they have like a nice aroma of like having worked out, you know? Yeah, sun smell sweat is kind of nice. That's what I'm saying, right? But like, it's only if it's within like 2 hours of that exercise, you know? If it's only 2 hours of the exercise, right? Because afterwards, you gotta wash that off, okay? If you do cardio and you sweat, you're gonna smell great for like an hour and a half, okay? But then like once you hit 2 hours, please shower. Please shower. Please wash off. You know, like don't be the guy who like runs, gets all sweaty, and then leaves it on to marinate on his skin. Okay? Because bacteria work fast. Okay, bacteria work really fast. That all that dead skin, all the sweat, all the salt, the moist like skin that you got, right? The bacteria is gonna grow on that so quickly, and it's gonna smell really bad afterwards, right? The word marinate in the context makes me gag. Good, it should. Okay, so like working out, when you work up a sweat, people smell amazing. Okay, like. When you work out, like it's great, they smell amazing there, right? But then like afterwards, please shower. Please don't let it just sit there and let the bacteria, because the bacteria is what makes it smell nasty, right? There's a difference between like your natural body's odor versus like the nasty smell that comes from bacteria eating your dead skin cells, right? Like if I want to smell someone, I want to smell them. I don't want to smell the bacteria on them, right? The darn bacteria, right? The bacteria will win. There's no way to stop it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, like people smell nice. The bacteria on their skin that gives them the nasty odor don't, right? But that's what you emphasize. That's what you like predominantly encourage to like marinate on your skin if you don't shower, okay? Have you ever thought to consult the wangy expert among the girls? I'm pretty sure Ollie Senpai would say very similar things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would back me up on this one. There's a difference like between people who smell nice because they've just worked out versus people who don't smell nice because they don't shower. Like, showering is important. I like how you didn't name who the wangy expert was, but everyone knew. Everyone knows, you know? Anyways, chat. Anyways. Shikara's the market. Something different with people who don't shower. Yeah. It's like a sharp, sour smell, and that's gross. The sharpness, the sourness is kind of nasty. I don't like that, you know? But if it's like a mild musk, that's fine. I like that. That's okay, you know? Yeah, acrid, that's a good description. Ooh, you know, like, the acidic sourness to it. You know? Like when you smell something, like you can kind of... I don't know if anyone... Maybe my brain is weird, but whenever I smell a thing, like I can see the shape of the smell. And depending on the shape of the smell, it's either pleasant or unpleasant. And like a lot of like not shower smell is sharp and unpleasant, you know? I still don't understand tourists who come to Asia and not showering. It's nose blindness. They don't understand that they smell in a funny way to themselves, you know? It's like, why can't you, like, it's like what, South Korea doesn't sell deodorant? Or like there is deodorant sold in South Korea, but like the market is incredibly tiny because most Koreans don't smell. They don't have the gene that makes their body smell bad. So like, because most of them have that biological factor, they just don't need to have a deodorant economy, you know? Do you have stronger taste buds too? No, but I can see the tastes. Well, sorry, I don't see the tastes. I more like feel the taste. So like I know what shape it is based off the texture, and because I know what texture it is, I can draw it, but I don't actually like see taste. I can like feel the taste of feel the texture of the taste vibes. But do you hear it? No, I have way too much tinnitus to hear anything. But yeah, you can imagine it in your head. More like I see it in front of me, like I see the vibes. Okay, like if I bite into an apple, okay, wait, hold up. Let me imagine biting into an apple. Okay, I see sand dunes, like rolling dunes of sand is what I see when I imagine myself biting into an apple. Synthesia. My friends told me I was just seeking attention when I figured that out. Or like I saw it online, I was like, hey, maybe that's what I have. And my friend's like, no, Shinri, you're just looking for attention. Is it a mealy apple? No. The mealy apple is more like wet sand, but that's like a texture thing. But like I'm thinking about like a regular, like a nice crunchy apple. This is why we need smell-o-vision. Oh my god, would you guys? Oh. Wait. No, I'm pretty sure that's considered a bioweapon. And you can't send it. I was gonna be like, wait, like I wonder if it's possible to like work out and then get like a towel and then like wipe off my sweat and then like cut up pieces of that towel and then ship that off as like merch. But that's probably gonna be like, because it's got like biological components to it, you know, like you probably can't ship that across state lines. What do you see with a pear or a mushroom? A mushroom is... Wait. I'm gonna pick specifically a portobello mushroom. You know those like pillars in Mario, Super Mario World? The green pillars with little eyeballs on them? It's that. I see those. Matthew, Comfort Corporation, Hygiene PSA, delivered by a slew of anime boys and girls as Congo is targeted demographic. Step 1, closer to Yagu's dream. Thank you for the super. Gamer guy sweat. Nah, I don't think I'm a gamer anymore. Synthesia is theorized to stem from early synapse pruning, missing a few connections, which is separated from the latter parts of the optic nerve that take care of mental visualization. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I wish we had the ability to image visions in our brain so that I could like eat something and show you what I see, because that'd be kind of cool. But sadly, I don't know if we had the technology for that. Like the Mario Hills with the eyes. Yeah, those. Shinri's version of Gamer Girl bathwater, but it's a sweaty towel. I don't think I'm allowed to do that, but that'd be kind of crazy. That'd be like really crazy merch, you know, like super limited. Do you assign colors to numbers? Not really. The colors come in context of everything. They're not individualized to like the numbers. Like I don't see 7 as always being blue. The coloring is based off context. So like when I'm playing like Blueprints, you know, I'll see the 4 and be like, ah, that's red because it comes from a red letter, you know? HN, thank you for the super. There's a thing where every person in each country have a distinct smell, and when you smell this person, you can tell if they're from the country or that. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like part of it is owed to diet. Like depending on what they eat, they have a certain smell. Which is like if you eat a lot of vegetables, people have like I really love people who smell nice because they eat vegetables. But people who eat like lots of processed foods, they have a like, it's not a greasy smell, but it's like an oily smell. You know? I'm pretty sure it's because of diet, like the cultural diets that people eat. But yeah, like I can tell someone who eats a lot of fast food just because they smell a little oily. But it's not like canola oil or like olive oil. It's not like that. It just smells kind of like what grease feels like, if that makes sense, you know? But I don't know. I don't go around sniffing people. I usually just like notice it when people are nearby. You need to get checked for synthesia. I'm dead serious. I don't know if there's a test, and if there is, I probably wouldn't be able to afford it because I don't have health insurance for that. I realize I don't have a strong smell when I eat a lot of fruit. Red meat is the worst for smells personally. Yeah, red meat is definitely like pretty bad. Well, just like gag to all the people who are like the raw meat diet, and it's like you smell like a beef tallow candle, you know, like ugh, like a bad. It's like a rancid beef tallow candle. You know, I don't like that. Raw meat, raw milk, raw eggs. I like, oh my God. On one hand, I admire their dedication to pseudoscience. You know, I admire, like, they have picked this and they made it their own personality. It's their entire personality. They don't do anything else but tell other people about how much raw meat they eat. That's all they do, right? It's kind of like the hipster veganism. Like, I know there are like genuine vegans, right? But then there's the hipster vegans who go around doing nothing but telling people about how much of a vegan they are, right? Like, I know like genuine vegans who just do their own thing and they like, yeah, that's what they eat, right? But then there are the people who must tell other people, right? That's what it feels like. The hipster carnivore all meat diet people, right? They don't have any personality other than telling people that they eat raw meat, right? And it's like, I can tell because I can smell you from a mile away, you know? We need those people to get hobbies. I kind of want them not to because I like my hobbies. Like, please don't infiltrate my hobby spaces. You stay over there doing your thing, you know? The people that ferment raw rotten meat and eat it. God. Yeah. This reminds me of that guy who injects his own urine into his skin. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. It is my personal take that in the grand scheme of things, we need people like that. That humanity is made better overall for the existence of those type of people. Because think about it. We need someone to be confidently self-assured of themselves to do these things and perform the experiments that we are unwilling to. Okay? Like, today we have that guy injecting his own urine into his skin, right? 300 years ago, we had the guy going around saying, that mushroom I just saw kill that squirrel, but I'm gonna eat that, right? And then, as a society, we learn, don't eat that mushroom, you know? Like, or the people who are like someone out there had raw milk, right? They have raw milk in a bag, right? And they left it on the saddle for like 3 months or whatever, right? And then they opened it up and they were like, it's like rotten milk, right? But they're like, hell, this thing isn't milk. It looks nasty, right? It smells weird and all that, right? But they're like, I want to eat that though, right? And then yogurt happened, and then cheese happened, you know? We think of this, but now the real question: what do each of the boys smell like to you? What does Flay smell like with his, or Gibby? I'm not sure if maybe that might be that the real questions being asked. The thing is, I know what they all smell like. I know what they all smell like because I've actually been, like, you guys know my nose is really sensitive. Like, perfume makes my head hurt. Like, cologne makes my head hurt. Because my nose is really sensitive. I can pick up on, like, that kind of stuff, right? But, like, I know what they all smell like. What do you think they smell like? I can't think what they smell like because I know what they smell like. You sniff the homies? I don't sniff the homies. I just know what they smell like because when they walk past me, like, everyone has a scent. Everyone has a smell. Expose them. I will say, as an idol, they all smell pleasant. That is my idol response. They all smell pleasant. Who smells like BO that you can taste to when they take a shower? I don't know what they smell like right out of a shower. I don't have that kind of friendship with them. It's okay, Tavi sent and doxed Bettel, kind of. I think Bettel stands out probably as the most because... reasons? He's Elysian, so, like, obviously he would stand out a bit more. He's Bettel. Reasons? He smells a lot more than the other boys because he's Elysian. Us from Xenokuni don't smell that much. Do you have scented candles? No. I don't really like scented candles. Bettel smells like cotton candy and tears. Accurate. Pretty accurate. New scent from Dior. Just Bettel. I would love to have like some kind of a scent, but like realistically, it won't be like body perfume or body cologne. It would be like room spray, you know, like sandalwood. I would like sandalwood. What does Yagu-san smell like? Yeah, I don't know how Yagu-san smells like. I've only met Yagu-san once, and every other time I've encountered him was online. But yeah, I want to get like perfume collab spray, like cologne collaboration partnership, whatever. I don't know what those are called, but yeah, that'd be kind of nice. That sub say sandalwood. Yeah, sandalwood. I like that. It's basically incense. It's basically that. That's what sandalwood smells like. Like the little incense that you see at like temples or monasteries, yoga classes, I guess. Yeah, earthy and woody. I like those. What perfume smell would be more like you? More like me? There isn't a perfume that smells like me. I personally have cologne that's like it's Dolce & Gabbana, the one. That's the one I use personally. But that's because I picked it out as like a child. I picked it out when I was like when I was baby Shinri, and I was like, I like this one, and I'm gonna stick with it, and I just stuck with it for the the rest of my life. So it's just that one. Maybe I should go and like update it. Can you touch grass with your VTuber? No, I'll do you one better. I'll eat the grass. Get your fiber, boys and girls. Go get your fiber. It's important to have fiber in your diet. Shinri will probably smell like new book pages. It's been a while since I've had book pages. Or like a new book. The new book smells nice. Man. Update your scents bi-yearly? Bi-yearly? I don't have the money for that. I can't afford to buy new perfume every 2 years. I have one that lasts 5 years. Yeah. That reminds me of the meme. Guys will pick one thing and make that their entire personality for the rest of their life. True. Soap collabs? That'd be kind of cool. Is bi-yearly every 2 years or twice a year? Yes. Grammatically, the answer is yes. It means both. You have to use context to figure out which one it means. Biannually also means the same thing. It's either twice a year or once every 2 years. You have to use context to figure out which it is, because grammatically they're both correct. What shampoo do you use? Whatever's on sale. I go to my grocery store and then I go to the discount aisle, and then whatever shampoo has a 50% discount sticker on it, I'll grab and use. Right now it's Head and Shoulders 2-in-1. But like once that runs out, it'll be a mystery. It'll be a surprise for both you guys and me. But yeah. Axe? Ew. I'm too old. I'm too old for Axe. I'm too old for Axe and Old Spice. You know, like, twin, you are the frat bro. Hey, no, I shower. Frat boys don't shower. Not the 2-in-1. No, I have my own conditioner. Okay, so here's the thing. But the shampoo I don't care about. I genuinely don't care about shampoo. The thing I do care about is the conditioner. I use Redken for like long, not frizzy frizz control or whatever. But yeah, that's what I use. Soaps, perfumes, scented candles, Lush collab when? Ah, that'd be amazing. That'd be nice. Men's Fall-in-One all-purpose oil replacement, right? It's for shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, replaces WD-40. It's also good for your engine oil, your blinker fluid, and also can be used as hydraulic fluid for your toilets. Yeah. Bad conditioner, your hair will spread. Spread? I don't know, Chad. It works for me, you know? It works for me. Like, look at that. It's fine. Ish, I guess. I am not looking for the super silky hair. I know, like, I've seen some videos of that where it's like super silky hair. It's like the Princess Hime hair. You know, it's like super silky. So like when you run your hand through it, it looks like water. And it's like, that's too much. I don't care enough about that, you know? Makeup palette. Orange is such a hard color to find in makeup. That'd be kind of cool. Do you use leave-in conditioner? No. I use, hang on, let me go find it. Hair. Oh, okay. The brand that I use is called Eliza Vecca. Eliza Vecca Ser 100 Hair Essence Oil Leave-In Treatment for Dry Hair. That's the one. It's like $8. It's super cheap. It smells like almonds. It's really nice. But that's what I use. Hair oil. Yeah. Eliza Vecca. ELIZAVECCA. Yeah, SARE 100. That's the one I use. Yeah. It's you're supposed to use, so shower, shampoo, conditioner, and then like first thing I'll do is I'll go in there and then I'll like shampoo my hair and then I'll put conditioner on it, right? And then I'll start to wash the rest of my body. So basically my hair just sits there being conditioned for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the duration of the shower, because it's the first thing I do. And then while I wash the rest of my body, the hair will be conditioned. It'll be sitting in conditioner. And then at the very end, I rinse it out and then I dry. And while the hair is still damp, you're supposed to put in this hair oil. So that's what I do. So pat it dry and then toss that on there. And that's basically it. I just leave it there. Wait, do you rinse after shampoo or go straight to conditioner? I rinse. So shower and then, or like shampoo, rinse it all out and then conditioner it and then just leave it in there while I wash the rest of my hair or wash the rest of my body. And then afterwards I just regular shower routine, I guess. Sounds better than the way men's shampoo is marketed. Arctic, cold, and steel. Yeah, that's just... I remember having to buy Febreze for one of my housemates because I got a bottle of Febreze because this guy has rank bathroom odor, right? So I was like, hey, bro, can you use this, right? And like it's linen. It's fresh linen smell, right? And he's like, ew, this is disgusting. This is for women. I'm like, it's linen. It's clothing. It's freshly laundered. What? Right? But like he refused to use it, right? So I had to go and I had to, because of course he wouldn't buy it himself, right? I went and I bought, well, wait, what was it? Like, let me see the proper brand it was. It's on my Amazon like order history. Okay. It's 2x scent power unstoppable. Liquid, cool, fresh. Oh my god, like it's so like that's the only Febreze he would use, you know. It's like this like teal and black with like bold letters and it's like unstoppable manly smell, and it's like, buddy, like, oh my god, bro marinated in his own stank. Yeah, or ironically more fragile, right? It's like when it, oh god, that reminds me, I went camping with them because it's college, right? I remember, do you guys remember when dude wipes came out? Do you guys remember when dude wipes came out? Because they are so scared of wiping their butt cracks that they had to create a product called dude wipes, right? Where it's like they are so bad at wiping their ass crack that they need a special product to tell them how manly they are to wipe. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, yeah, they didn't want to use regular wipes, right? The wipes need to be branded as like manly wipes, you know? Dude wipes sounds like a parody product. It's a real thing. I think it's still, yeah, dude wipes for men. It's a real thing. Like the packaging is like sleek and it's like, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like power button. I don't know. Oh my god. Men. Just wipe your ass cracks, please. Just please wipe. Just wipe. So it wouldn't hurt their masculinity, right? If anything, I associate linen with masculinity, as linen breathes and is good for gambesons, fighting clothes, and armor liners, right? That's the thing. Like, it's why do they have to be so like If you change dude with supers, it'll be a Helldivers thing. Super wipes, right? That's something for the 14 months. Dude wipes. I sure hope he does. That's good. I like that. I like that one. Okwidi. Marson, thank you for the sip. Where are you finding these genetically written frat guys? That's the thing, though. It's about 1/3. It's about 1/3 of the men that I encounter. Not even like know as friends or like acquaintances within like around the social circle, right? It's just like about 1/3 of the guys just out there are like that, you know? Like they will proudly have dude wipes in their car, you know? They're everywhere. Yeah, it's just, why? You know how we have the pink tax? We need to have like the dude tax. Like wait, hold on. Are there manly Q-tips? Manly Q-tips. I'm sure there's like, God, there is. Just wipe your ass cracks, man. Joshua, Shinri. Yeah. Thank you, Leo. Yeah, thank you for the super. Okay. There is Blacksmith. Refined man. 300 cotton swab for hygiene with acrylic jar organizer. Premium cotton swabs for men. Durable, wooden. Storage solution designed for... Oh my God. The cotton tips are dyed black because, of course, it has to be. There's a male loneliness epidemic. There's a male loneliness epidemic. Brother, you won't wipe your ass cracks unless you buy a product that says dude wipes on it. Come on, man. Like, literal children. Literal children. How can you tell you cleaned your ears? Because they smell. Unless you're Xenokunian, unless you have the dry gene for dry earwax, wet earwax smells. It smells nasty. Okay. Exhale. Thank you for the soup. I don't know if it's on topic, but after how many uses do you think pants should be washed? A week, I think. Personally, use them 2 to 3 times before throwing them in the wash. I just wear them for like a week, and then I put them in a plastic bag and I freeze them, and then they're good to go. Munchito, thank you for the soup. Guys are so insecure that they got cola to make a new diet Coke just because they associate with Diet Coke with women. What? Is that why Zero was invented? Really? Oh my God. Ugh. Craziness. Okay, yeah, for jeans, I don't wash my jeans. I push the jeans into a bag and then I like seal it up and then I freeze it. And then after that I wear them again. I wash them like once every 3 weeks, but like I don't wash them that frequently because like you're supposed to preserve the denim, right? The color, it doesn't wash it out too often. It's better for the denim that way. That's what I was told, so that's why I do it. Why freeze it? Because it helps kill the bacteria that grow on it. But yeah, you're not supposed to wash it that often because it damages the denim over time. You can't wash jeans that often. It's better for the denim. Yeah, frozen pizza, frozen jeans. Do you thaw it out too? No, I wear them frozen. Get the clacky ice encrusted jeans and all that. It's a myth. Wait, which part's the myth? You can wash denim, but it's probably just the soap that does the damage. Every 3 weeks is too often, but you do you. I'm gonna be honest, I don't wear jeans that often anymore. I wear khakis. I wear slacks because they're more comfortable. The older I've gotten, the less I've worn jeans. Jeans was like a high school, college thing for me. Now I just wear like slacks generally. Funny, like the super. Have you ever heard of an everything shower? And will you participate in it? What's an everything shower? I don't know what an everything shower is. But thank you for the super. Frozen jeans for the furnace man. Business person, Shinri. Yeah. Business core. Exactly. That's my outfit right now. Shower in everything. In everything bagel seasoning? What? Everything showers? What are everything showers? It's a shower where you do everything, exfoliate, shave, hair mask. Oh, I live in a place where water is expensive, so I can't do that. Probably not. You do it all, everything you can think of? I get bored in the shower. Like, my showers are quick, like 7 minutes. Because, like, the longest showers I ever take are the showers where I do my shower spaces on Twitter. Because otherwise I don't have any reason to be in there for a long time. Do you not relax in showers? No. I can't afford to waste money by relaxing in a shower. Oh yeah, thank you. You want some frozen pizza tonight? It's in the freezer next to the frozen jeans. Exactly, they're marinating. It's marinating right next to the jeans. Thank you for the soup. You got a Beauty Max? Are you a hot water shower? Yes, I'm a hot water shower. But like, I can't. Like, you waste so much water. Like, the people who are like, oh, I brush my teeth in the shower because I want to save water. And it's like, do you know that you're wasting like 2 gallons of water in the same time? Like, you can just do that by the sink. You don't have to. You don't have to have the shower on the whole time because that's a lot of water. That's a lot of water, like, going down the drain, you know? Matthew the the super shower water relaxation fun. Next one is on me. Here's the thing though. If I were to try and take a shower as a relaxation, right? What will more likely happen is that it becomes a me get left, like Shinri gets left with his thoughts in the shower. So it goes from relaxation to what am I doing with my life? And I curl up in a little ball at the bottom of the stall and the water just rains down on me like it's raining. And then I like enter the fetal position and then I just like stare at the drain and I'm like, my life is going down the drain just like this water I am wasting. That's what's gonna happen, which is why I don't take long showers. You know, that's what they call shower thoughts. Aren't you doing it right now? Yeah, but it'll be worse if I don't have people to like joke around with and like make it a silly thing. Is water in the West that expensive? Yes, it is. It is very expensive. Very expensive. But yeah. Anyways, chat. Good talk. Good talk today. Lots of things. It's 11. I gotta get some food. So we're gonna call it here, chat. You need to have friends to crash out with. Exactly. You know, are they really your friends if they won't participate in your crash outs together? I pay for the water bill for my family, so I shower less than others. Yeah, like once you know how much it can cost, it adds up. It adds up. We really do need to introduce a dude tax though. Wait, how much? Wait, hold up. Let me see. Real quick, before we leave, let me just do something. Like wet wipes. Just generally, like wet wipes. $5 for 3 packs, okay? $5 for 3 packs. Dude wipes. How much is a 3-pack of dude wipes? Dude wipes. 15. Honestly, I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. If they need to pay to feel secure in their masculinity, even though the products are identical, wow, that's $5 to $15. But hey, if that extra $10 makes you feel manly, there's your gender affirming care, you know? There you go. Good for you. Good for you, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna outro here. I need to get some food. There it is, chat. There it is. Whatever it takes, exactly. I'd say there is a dude tax. The Squashwood deodorant is 12 and Dove is 5. Oh. They found an audience. And these consumers will pay. So more power to them, I suppose. More power to them. Anyways, chat. Let me go ahead and see who is streaming so I can send you off on a raid over to their channel. Redirect and oh hey look, the boys are doing some the boys are doing some VR Among Us. I'm gonna send you over to Haka's point of view because he just got back from his break, taking a recovery after getting his wisdom teeth taken out. So we'll go give him a little support with a little raid that way. Thank you all again for stopping by and giving me some of your hours today, Chad. I want to go and get some food. I don't know what food I'm gonna get, but yeah. No, today I have no stream today. I kind of want to, but no. I kind of want to do more blueprints, but no. I kind of want to. No, I have a meeting. I have a meeting with Manachan, that I do a lot of homework to finish up. But yeah, no stream tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow. Throwback Thursday, more Diablo. And then I think I need to change the membership stream on Friday because it's Battle's birthday. So I'll update you guys on the membership stream later. But for now, Koyasumi everyone. Have fun over at the... Oh wait, this has been Josuiji Shinri, your Radio Ronin. Coming up next at the top of the hour. Or, well, coming up next in... It's Haka. And they're playing Among Us in 3D or in VR or whatever. Yeah. Bye bye. Koyasumi.